The sun was beginning to dip beneath the hills of Jericho, and golden dust floated in the air as merchants packed their stalls and travelers hurried through the gates. But in the shadow near the city's edge, where no one stopped and no one lingered, a man sat still. He was wrapped in a worn, faded cloak, knees drawn to his chest, his back resting against a stone wall. His name was Bartimaeus, and he was blind. The world to him was only sound, scent, and imagination. He knew the shuffle of feet on dry sand. He knew the scent of figs when merchants passed. He knew the distant laugh of children and the cool chuckles of men who tossed coins just out of reach. He had learned to hear what others ignored. He could tell when people were avoiding him on purpose. He could feel their judgment in the heaviness of their footsteps. Every day, he sat in the same place. And every day, he asked the same question, "Have mercy on me." But mercy didn't come. Not from the rich, not from the priests, not from the city. His voice was often drowned in the noise of the road and buried under the indifference of the crowd. Still, he waited. Still, he hoped. He had heard stories, whispered from passing travelers, stories of a man named Jesus. They said he healed a man born blind. They said he made a crippled woman stand straight again. They said demons fled at his voice, and even the dead rose at his word. Bartimaeus did not know what this man looked like, but he knew one thing. If Jesus ever passed by Jericho, he would not let the moment pass him. And on that day, something changed. The sound of the crowd was different. It was louder, more hurried, charged with something electric. He tilted his head. Feet moved faster. Voices climbed. People called out, not to him, but to someone else. Someone important. Someone near. "What's happening?" he asked. Someone barely slowed to answer. "Jesus of Nazareth is passing by." His heart slammed against his ribs. Jesus. Here. Now. He could not see him. He did not know where he was in the crowd. But Bartimaeus had waited too long to be silent now. He opened his mouth and shouted, louder than he ever had before, "Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me." The people near him turned in annoyance. Some scowled. Others hissed through clenched teeth, "Be quiet. Don't disturb him. He's busy." But Bartimaeus had not survived the streets by listening to critics. He shouted again, louder than before, with desperation that cracked his voice, "Son of David, have mercy on me." He could not see Jesus, but heaven could hear him. And suddenly, the footsteps stopped. The crowd hushed. The air shifted. Someone came close. A voice he'd never heard before, calm and sure, spoke. "Be of good cheer. He is calling you." His breath caught. For a moment, he couldn't move. Then, without hesitation, he stood. He threw off his cloak, his only possession, his only shelter, his identity as a beggar, and he stumbled forward. Hands guided him. Hearts watched in silence. And then he stood before him. The crowd was gone. The world faded. It was only Bartimaeus and Jesus now. The blind man felt warmth in the air, not from the sun, but from the presence before him. He didn't need to see to know this was no ordinary man. His voice was like wind and fire, soft and thunderous at once. "What do you want me to do for you?" Jesus asked. Tears welled up behind Bartimaeus' blind eyes. He could have asked for money. He could have asked for food. But this was his moment, and he knew what his heart had always longed for. "Lord," he whispered, "that I might receive my sight." There was no hesitation. Jesus said, "Go your way. Your faith has made you well." And before the last word had left the mouth of the Messiah, Bartimaeus saw. The light hit him like a wave of glory. Colors, bright, blinding, beautiful, flooded his vision. He saw the face of the one who spoke to him. Eyes like oceans, full of love and truth. The face of the Savior. And he wept. He fell to his knees. But Jesus had already turned to go. Bartimaeus did not go his way. He followed. He followed Jesus down the road, no longer a blind beggar, no longer a man forgotten in the dust. He walked with eyes wide open, but more than that, his heart had seen. He had met the Son of David, and nothing would ever be the same. The man once silent now sang. The one once ignored now testified. The beggar now led the way. And even now, heaven still remembers a blind man who refused to stay silent and gained his sight. Because sometimes the loudest prayer is the one no one wants to hear, except Jesus.